live thing. First, when the PFL said, hey, the females are going to not lightweight, they went to featherweight. My first reaction is like, wow, that's great for Julia Budd. What was your first reaction when you heard that?
I said the same thing as you. I was like, okay, this is exciting. Like, this is something that I always wish Bellator did. Like when I fought for them for 7 years and they started doing those tournaments, and I was like, that would be so cool if they did a female 145-pound tournament style. And now PFL is doing it, and I'm here, and it just feels like the perfect timing. And yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. Last one for you. The generic fun question of the week. Main event, PFL 2, Las Vegas versus the champion, Larissa. She's going for the 2-weight first champion in PFL history. Where are you at right now? How are you feeling? What a great spot to be this weekend, this Friday night.
It is. It was like, it just like, it's funny because after my last fight, it's like, I didn't know that this was going to be what was next for me, but main event against the champ from last year, 145. I don't think I could have written anything even more perfect than this. And I'm so prepared and so confident. So it just feels like it's all coming together.
Awesome. Julie, can't wait. Great. Best of skill to you Friday night.
Thank you.
Jonathan, you're up.
Hey, Julia, Jonathan Ramlakan, 5 Reasons Sports. Just to build off that question from Dave, obviously you're fighting Larissa, and last season maybe didn't go the way you wanted to. Although it's a brand new season and she's not the champion for this season, will getting a win maybe right some wrongs from last year?
I feel like that's always kind of what it feels like when you get back on the horse after falling off, like last year, obviously that did not go the way that I wanted it to be, but you got to kind of trust the process sometimes. And I feel like it forced me to go back and look at some areas of my game and how I want to get better and how I want to really showcase myself this year. So that experience, I feel I'm grateful for it. I'm so excited for Friday night. I can't keep saying that, but I'm freaking ready to go.
Now, obviously, you're one of the great athletes in this sport. You've won championships before, but what did you do this off season, maybe like other great athletes like a LeBron James, to maybe add some tools to your bag and improve going into this season?
Just continuing to grow. Like, obviously my team, Lance Gibson Sr., Lance Gibson Jr., everybody at Gibson MMA, we have a very small, close-knit team. And we, after my last fight, I started going down to Seattle a lot more and training with Jeff Kaler and Lorenzo Reyes, his boxing club down there, adding those tools to already what I have great skills, obviously from Gibson MMA, but adding that. And then in January, we came down to Arizona and started working with Fight Ready and just developing myself. Like, it was like every day I went out on the mats there, I was tested. And I kept saying, like, this is really uncomfortable. And I believe that's where, in that uncomfortable growth, was where I was able to grow and showcase who I am and what I'm built for. And I'm built for main events. I'm built for championship fights. I'm built to be the best. And that's what I'm here to show.
Absolutely. You only grow on the outside of that comfort zone. Appreciate their time, Julie, and good luck this Friday.
Thank you.
Patrick.
Hey, Julia, this is Pat McCoy from Combat Sports UK. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. You're fighting the champ from last season. Is that exciting or is it nerve-wracking?
I think in the beginning it was a little nerve-wracking. And because I'm like, hey, this is a big deal, and then as it kind of does, I feel like it's like you chip away as fight camp goes on to now it can be exciting. Now it can be like, all the prep is done. The hard work's done. I'm ready to go. So yeah, I think it was to be honest, a little blend of both, but now exciting.
Outside of her fights against Kayla Harrison, she's knocking everyone out. How have you game planned around, not being, getting hit early? Because that seems to be her window for the knockout shot.
That's basically, to prepare for her, you got to look at all of her wins, right? But we were able to see a lot. Like, Sarah Kaufman, we look back at that fight, we're like, holy moly, like she did amazing. And she's a 135er. And so seeing that fight, and how it went the distance and how Sarah kind of took it to her. And then seeing Larissa's wrestling in that fight. So it was kind of like, as we started dissecting different film along the way, we're like, okay, there's a lot here that's more than just like the quick knockout punch in the first round, you know? And obviously preparing for that, being ready for that, but also just like the other areas of her game that people might underestimate or overestimate.
And one last one from me. I want to ask you, do you take any lessons away from the split decision loss to Aspen Ladd last time out?
Absolutely. It's like I said, like, you can't cry over spilled milk. Get back to work. Make sure you never leave a fight that close ever, so that there's no question. Judges can see it one way or the other. It's like a unanimous decision or nothing, or finish, or that's it. You can't have split decisions. So after I was kind of pissed off for a couple of weeks, I was like, okay, you know what? I've been on the receiving end of like, I've won split decisions as well. So I couldn't be mad about it. It was like, just go back, get back to work and do better.
Great to hear. Good luck on Friday night.
Jake.
Hey, Julia, Jake Nowaker here from the Scrap News. Just because Patrick just brought up Aspen, I have one question about her.
Yeah.
Would you like to run into her again in this tournament to avenge that loss?
Obviously. Yeah. It's like, I want to run into everybody I lost to and fight them. That's me. That's my spirit. That's like, I want to right all those wrongs, but it's the person in front of me, Larissa Pacheco, Friday night. That's all I'm focused on. And from there, we'll see what plays out this year, because weird things happen. You know what I mean? Like, we can meet again, maybe, or could be somebody totally unexpected in the season. So it's just, hopefully we do, but hey, it's whatever is meant to be will be.
And as you said, Pacheco up next. Where do you put her with her big win over Harrison and her whole career? Where do you put her in the GOAT conversation, and what would it mean to beat someone with that level of, skill and competition?
Yeah, like, I think that I always say, like, whoever's right in front of you is your toughest opponent. So I'm just looking at this. I've been in there with a lot of tough girls, a lot of greats, and yeah, I can't wait to go in there and do what I'm going to do on Friday night.
And last one from me, I saw you were in Lance Gibson's corner at Bellator 293. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way, but what was that experience like, and how does Lance bounce back?
He bounces back, man. It's 10 years undefeated. It's obviously it was shocking for me, because I was expecting him to come out with his hands raised, but at the same time, we were almost like at peace, because we know he's okay. He's fine. He's healthy. And it almost just seems like it's like it's pissed us off, but we know what we're going to do to come back and be better from that. And yeah, it was me and his dad were like, hey, listen, I got knocked out in 14 seconds. Dad's like, I've been knocked out in 7 seconds. This is not a big deal. I know it feels like a big deal right now, but you will come back from this. So just our experience in as like a team and a family, being able to hold him up and just be like, yo, dust off your shoulders and let's get back in there. So he'll be fine. Trust me.
I believe you. Excited for his comeback and excited for your fight. Thank you so much, and best of luck.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Jashan.
Hey, Jose Montesino from Lucha Libre Online. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. So for someone like you that I consider a legend of these sports, fighting someone as Pacheco, when we realize and we check your list, you've been fighting amazing women. You talked Jake earlier about how you see Pacheco on that list, but how you visualize this fight? How are you mentally going against one of the toughest women in the MMA industry right now?
I'm mentally strong. I'm physically strong. I'm spiritually strong. I'm here like 100%. I feel the best I've felt in a long time. And it's an honor. Like, that's how I can honestly say, like, it's an honor to fight worthy opponents. And we'll see Friday night. You know what I mean? Like, it's all like the hard work's in the bank. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to show what I got. And let's do it. That's kind of my feeling for this. So yeah, it's an honor to fight a worthy opponent. And I plan on putting on the best show I possibly can on Friday.
Thank you.
Lorenzo, and this will be the last question.
Hey, Julia, it's good to talk to you. You've gone the distance in each of your last 5 fights. You've proven that you can go deep into those later rounds if it's needed. I wonder, is there any part of you as a competitor that gets frustrated after those many decisions coming in a row? I mean, regardless of whether it's a win or a loss?
Yeah, like I want to go out there and finish this fight as first round, second round, third round. I want to finish. I want to feel that. I push myself in every area in this camp to deserve that, if that makes sense. I am fully like I said earlier with somebody else that was asking me a question. I'm like, this is the first time in a while in my career I can honestly say I'm like fully committed, there's no like distractions for this. It's like, this is it. And in that, I feel the most confident I felt in a long time and the most prepared I felt in a long time. So yeah, I'm going out there to finish.
For sure. And I can imagine it must be a weird dynamic as a fighter. I mean, finishes are what make the sport exciting. But you know, some of the greatest growth you can experience, it would be throughout the course of a long or like grueling fight. I wonder what's it been like for you throughout your career to balance those two and be as successful as you have been?
Well, I think that it was like a lot. I didn't have an amateur career. My first year, I got put right in the mix of, I didn't even want to do MMA when I first got started. It was like, I was at Rampage's camp, kind of hanging out because my husband was coaching him, and a fight came through or fell through in Strike Force. And they were like, they need a 145-pound female fighter to step in against this undefeated fighter. And I was like, no way, not doing it. I'm a kickboxer and I've retired. Like that was me at like, 28 years old, I think I got started. And they're both Rampage and my dad were like, or my dad, my husband were like, you're gonna do this. Like you got like 4 weeks notice. We're gonna get you in the best shape ever. If you don't like it and you get your butt kicked, then you don't have to keep going. And I was like, I kind of just committed in that moment. And that's kind of the tale of my career. Was like, okay, I went in, I did amazing. And then I fought Amanda Nunes like 2 months later. And then I fought Jermaine Randamie a couple months later. And then I fought Ronda Rousey a couple months later. And that was my first year of even learning mixed martial arts. So I guess like, yeah, that's just the way this career has gone for me. It's kind of been like learning on the job, and whether those are losses, whether those are wins, whether those are decisions, it's like learn, get better, get better, get better, get better. And here I am. I'm the best I've ever been. So I plan on showing it.